we are live. Yes, we are live on Kick, YouTube, Facebook, as well as TikTok. Let me see. Why don't we have audio? Let me see. Check. Let me see. Why don't we have audio on TikTok? That should work. Yes. Now we are good on TikTok. Good evening, everyone. How are we doing? How are we feeling? It's a Tuesday. We are back live. I'm back. Good to see you. Good to see everyone. Yeah, I know. We are a bit late. But anyway, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be live. And I'm happy that we are live. And let me just try this because I didn't update it. Yeah, so yeah, things are good. Things are okay. Can't complain. Can't say anything wrong happened today. It's just that I was a bit late, was sorting out something work related, and then by the time I was going live, TikTok needed to update, as well as I was having an issue with the setup on other platforms. But I'm good. I'm doing well. How was your day? How are we feeling? I hope you had a good day. Mine was a bit tough. Took some days off last week. Some days off work last week, and yeah, you know what usually happens whenever you take that day off. It's like you're postponing work. There's usually a lot of backlog. So as usual, I have to make sure the plugin is working for the charts. I have to make sure I also give our UKG squad members time to join in case it's your first time you're joining in. Karibu sana, feel at home. Yeah, a bit late. Sorry about that. It is what it is, but I couldn't fail coming online. Still not feeling well, still not at 100%. Yeah, still not at 100% because, yeah, as I said, I did travel, feeling a bit tired, feeling a bit sick and well. Been having a bit of food poisoning, but everything will be good. Everything will be okay. It is all right. Yeah, thanks for everyone who's joining. Thanks for everyone who's jumping into the platform. Today I want us to discuss about the one and only Jamie Carragher. The one and only Jamie Carragher, because he's at it again. He spoke on Monday Night Football last night, and I watched the video. To some extent, he's right. He's correct to some of the things he said. We're going to discuss about that. But yet again, I was like, okay, why did you wait until United dropped the points for you to speak? Furthermore, we haven't really heard him criticize Liverpool's performance. Liverpool just won a game after how long? So it seems, as usual, if United's name is not on the media's list or new lips, they can't seem to get any viewers. They can't seem to get any viewers. So yeah, I'm happy to be back. So that's the discussion I want us to have today. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted because I'm trying to make sure everything is working, everything is on point. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, everything seems to be okay. It seems to be A-okay. Yeah, so United drew versus Nottingham Forest. And what we expected is some level of negativity, which happened. I was expecting it to happen. I mentioned it yesterday that we need to relax. Yesterday's show was all about relaxing. We tend to be too sensitive to whatever is happening with the club. Yes, I know we love United. I know we appreciate the club. We enjoy watching the club. We cry whenever we We don't enjoy. We don't see the club performing. But at the end of the day, we can't really be flip-flopping in terms of our emotions, and we need to acknowledge that the club at the moment is under transition. Things are not working the way we want them to. So the media right now are having a field day, even though United did draw. And having Jamie Carragher coming out to say such things, it made me really wonder whether these guys are actually out there to see the club fail. Because you look at how jury is out for Sheshko, you really wonder, well, Carragher never speaks badly about Liverpool, but Gary Neville does. And one of the things that Jamie Carragher said, I want to just load that tweet, really made me wonder. Because Carragher says, the system for me doesn't feel right for United. So there was a debate between Johnny Evans as well as Jamie Carragher in Monday Night Football discussing about the system yet again. So when United are winning, why were they not speaking about the system? Why were they not saying that the system is not working? When Liverpool were beaten by United, why didn't Carragher come on Monday Night Football and say, despite them winning, then the system is still not good for United? When United beat Sunderland, when United beat Chelsea, when United beat Brighton, why didn't they have that show analyzing the system, saying that it's not right, it's not the right fit for United? But the moment United draw versus Nottingham, then the system is not the right fit for United. Yes, we know it's not, because based on the players we have, most of the positions we have are square pegs in round holes or round pegs in square holes. And why did they wait till then? Why did they wait till Nottingham Forest drew with United, or United drew with Nottingham Forest? So in the event that Tottenham beat United, let's say the 6th or 5th time in a row, what will the discussion be? That, yeah, they are proving a point that the system is not working. So it's something that we have now to start asking tough questions to these pundits and journalists, to be honest. We need to start asking questions. And the sad part is you find that the replies, the replies on that tweet, I'll try to post that tweet. I just want to make sure everything is okay. As we are joining, I'm seeing Papa here, SKD is here. On TikTok, I'm seeing we have also viewers on Kick, Facebook, YouTube. Get involved in the chat as well. We've spoken a lot about the media, we've spoken a lot about the bias, but now one thing I want us to discuss is they say that United is one of the biggest clubs in the world. They want to see United succeeding, but at the moment, whenever United is succeeding, no one is coming to say, okay, despite them winning, there is some progress. Why are they waiting until there is something wrong, let's say a draw, and then they come and say, oh, you know what? The system is still not working. The system is still not working. So let me just display the tweet here for us to view it, because it's something that I've found interesting. Something that I've found very, very interesting. Let's see. Something I found quite interesting. If you can't be able to see, jump onto the other platforms, you'll be able to see well. I'll try to maximize this to make it a bit bigger. So the Sky Sports PL, that's the Twitter page, they posted this. The system does not feel right for Manchester United. So Carragher and Johnny Evans debate the strengths and weaknesses of Ruben Amorim's system. This is what I posted as a reply. Something tells me this is a discussion that has been on draft for a long time. Had to wait for United to drop points to revive it. Disgraceful. That was my point. That was my point. Why did they have to wait until United drew for them to start having these discussions. Why? Why? I wish we could have them here and we could have Carragher here and the answers. Teddy Bryan, hello bro. Hello to you too. Good to see you. Good to see you. Eddie, you're saying good evening. Good evening to you too. It's always good to see you. It's always good to see the UKG squad members here. Papa, you're saying those CBSC Sports, Sky Sports pundits, The Athletic, ESPN are always biased when it comes to United. Yeah. Yeah. Eddie, you're saying 4 games unbeaten. Reviewed the game and noticed during our game we kept changing the formation. Yeah, because the system works. The system works. Absolutely, it works. Simple as that. And I like what Papa is saying here. Always biased. Always biased. These are the things now they should be discussing, as Eddie says. The weaknesses, like players. Not really the system. Because when Liverpool were beaten by United, where was Jamie Carragher? Where was he? Where was he to state that the system is still not working? He kept quiet. He kept quiet. He just said the referee this, the referee that. But right now that United have drawn, let me just display this one. I won't play the audio. Let me just bring this back, just to see the actions that he has. I want you to see his look at his hands movement. He's now analyzing the system, saying so and so should have moved up, so and so should have moved down. There is these defensive frailties, all those things. But when actually we look at it, why didn't he analyze the same? Why is he not analyzing Arne Slot the same? Why? Arne Slot lost how many games? Is it 6 games, 5 games in a row in the Premier League? Let me just confirm. Why didn't he analyze those fixtures? Why didn't he analyze the system? Why didn't he say that Arne Slot, he has players and they are not fitting in the system? All of a sudden that Nottingham Forest drew with United, then United, the system is not working. Let me just look at the results here, the fixtures. So Liverpool lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 games in England, 5 games in the Premier League. The 6th game was the EFL Cup. Why did he not analyze that? Especially after Liverpool lost the 5 games in a row. Why did he not analyze that? Why didn't he have the same setup, the same tactical board to say that this is how an slot system is not working, this is what he needs to change? Yeah, these guys just make me furious. They just make me angry. They just make me angry, to be honest. They just make me angry. Like Eddie says here, yeah, a good, logical, unbiased, and ethical pundit will come out and analyze all teams. Because United are 4 unbeaten. 4 unbeaten. And Eddie, you've said there, 4 unbeaten games. You have reviewed all games and you've noticed something that has changed. Why did he not do that? In fact, Eddie, you should have been in the Monday Night Football analyzing the game. Simple as that. Papa, you're saying Liverpool still struggles, but they are talking about United. 2 wins in 8 games. Exactly. 2 wins in 8 games. And he's not analyzing that. He's always defensive of Liverpool. But when it comes to someone like Gary Neville, of course, he wants to have an impartial view. But also he needs to afford some protection to his former club like Carragher does. You find that most of the time when Jamie Carragher is discussing about United, Gary Neville is supporting him. So Arne Slot spent close to £500 million on new signings, but they won't talk about it. They will talk about how Šeško is not fitting in, but they won't talk about Florian Wirtz in the same way. They'll say that Florian Wirtz I don't know whether it's the Toyota Vitz that he needs time to adjust, but Šeško does not need time to adjust. And both of them came from the Bundesliga. Both of them. And one thing I've noticed is the 3 games that United have won back to back. The discussion, did you notice the discussion was about the referees, how the referees affected the game? Do you notice that? I'm sure even today in the Champions League games, I want us to end the show a bit live because of Champions League. I'm sure United will be mentioned somewhere. The pundits will make sure they mention United somewhere. And United is not playing the Champions League. We saw it last time. United were not playing the Carabao Cup midweek, but for some reason they found a way to chip in and bring in United the discussion. So Eddie, you're saying Jamie has never won a League Cup. So his opinion should be kept by himself. He should focus on Arne Slot. Exactly. These guys, one thing I really like about United is that United back then gave these guys nightmares. They gave these guys a bad time. So when they get even the slightest chance to speak ill about United, they will. They absolutely will. No doubt about that. They will. So Eddie, 100%. Eddie, you're saying it's really awkward how Carragher chooses to discuss Manchester United draw but not Liverpool's 4 losses. Exactly. Liverpool lost 2-1 to Palace. They went to the Champions League, were beaten 1-0, beaten 2-1 by Chelsea, beaten 2-1 by United, beat Frankfurt 5-1, came back to the Premier League, beaten 3-2 by Brentford, then kicked out of the EFL Cup 3-0 by Palace. Just because Liverpool won 2-0 versus Aston Villa, now he has the guts to talk about United. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. And one thing I like about pundits is they will analyze what they see and they have what we call biases. So here I'm looking at his Twitter account. I'm seeing that he said that Sunderland, they have the hunger to press, they have the discipline to track back, they are vigilant in their shape. Why doesn't he say the same things about United? Sunderland drew. They drew. But he's saying that they have a very good hunger to press, discipline to track back, vigilant to be compact shape. And then he says that Enzo Maresca's coaching is in the same bracket as Pep Guardiola and Mikel Arteta. Then they are saying they can Granit Xhaka is the signing of the season. you know some of these things you really wonder. So he's saying Sunderland, it's really high press and then get everybody behind the ball as quickly as possible. United are doing the same thing. Literally, United are doing the same thing. Carragher has zero football knowledge. True. We'll join next Monday. Eddie, please do. We usually have Ground Talk live on Monday. I ask guys to send a join requests. I normally don't get them, but feel free to send a join request on next Monday. Yeah, feel free. Oh, I upped the ante for the likes. So right now, the notifications and appreciations are for 500 plus likes. So you'll only get 500 plus likes notifications. So I've upped the ante. So I'm seeing Papa there, and the likes are on TikTok. Guys on Kick, YouTube, Facebook, once again, you guys are quiet. And as you see, I've changed something. You see up here? Yeah, I've added the number of subscribers on YouTube and number of subscribers or followers on Kick. So we are at 130 subscribers on YouTube. 128. We want to get to 130. Yesterday we couldn't get 130. Kick, we are on 12. So if we can increase especially the YouTube numbers, I'll be very appreciative. Rosendo as well, 500 plus likes. Teddy, you are saying sometimes I think even the former United players who are pundits get really biased. Yes, they do. I would say it's okay to criticize where criticism is due. It is good to give credit where it is due. But you can't be impartial if you're always looking for the negatives. Yesterday we said that the former United or the old United would have crumbled and lost versus Nottingham Forest. The old United, when Brighton got to 3-2, they would have crumbled under pressure and the game would have been lost or went for a draw. The United that we know wouldn't have beaten Liverpool 2-1. The moment Liverpool scored that one goal, the pressure would have been there, crumbled. Chelsea as well, going to 10 versus 10. So there are some good things. There is progress. I don't know where this virtual progress comes from. It's like everything needs to be perfect. United need to build from the back. They need to keep clean sheets. They need to win 10 in a row. I was having a very, very good discussion on X with a Real Madrid fan who's saying that it is the fans who've allowed the standards to drop. So I'm like, okay, Manchester United are not owned by the fans like Real Madrid. If the president does not perform or backs a manager who's not performing, then they get sacked, they get voted out. United, we can't. How many times have we seen United fans protesting about the Glazers? There's little to nothing we can do. Those guys have a big say about the running of their club. They have a big say. United don't. Then in another tweet I did separately, not from that discussion, I drew parallels of Ferguson and Amorim. Ferguson came in, found a toxic culture, drinking culture. The first thing he did was to sort out the culture. Then the results came up. Amorim the same. It wasn't easy getting rid of Rashford, getting rid of Anthony, Garnacho, Onana, Højlund, and those are good players. It's not that they are bad players, they are good players. But he took that risk. He said, I want to work with guys who are actually working hard. I want to work with guys who know what it takes to win. It wasn't easy to make that decision. Because even if it's you and you're told to have that squad and win titles, you'll say, yeah, let me try my best with the current squad because Rashford is there, Rashford can score goals. Anthony is there, can score goals. Højlund is there, can score goals. Onana was one of the best goalkeepers in the Champions League before he signed for United. But he looked at them and said, I can't deal with this, I can't work with this. Now coming back to that tweet, I said, the same thing I usually tell you guys, you're like asking a Formula 1 driver to race in a jalopy, or to race in a tractor, or to race in a pro box. Yes, he might qualify in a good position, but he will not win the race. Now saying that Ten Hag won 2 trophies with that squad. Which trophies? FA Cup and Carabao. And you want to say that that squad will have challenged Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool for the title. You can't compare knockout competitions with the league. Those are 2 different competitions. Knockout competitions are about luck as well. Papa, you're saying former United players are the ones contributing in our downfall. They never back the club through. And also some social media pages that are baying for negativity. As I said yesterday, there are people who are happy when they are miserable. They're happy when people are miserable. Sadists. They are sadists. Let's look at Eddie again, who says, Amorim needs a proper CDM. Hope he gets Angelo Stiller. Yeah, true. And one of the things I did agree with Carragher is square pegs, round holes, or round pegs, square holes. That now is good analysis. But coming there with a tactic board, trying to show how United should be playing, advise your former club coach, your former club's coach. Advise him. Tell him he has the best attacking in the league, and He's not challenging Arsenal. Advise him with the tactics board. You are saying Sunderland are good defensively. Why not United? You're saying they are pressing well. United also pressing well. We outshone Brighton, which is one of the best pressing teams. So yeah, Eddie, this is good objective view. They should be saying there is some progress, but they need to get better players to get the next level. That's now good punditry. Papaya saying Carragher always defends Liverpool, but those United legends will never stand with the club. True. And I like that Ronaldo interview. Let me see some of the quotes. Cristiano Ronaldo now gave a very, very good interview with Piers Morgan. Very, very good interview. And he said some very, very good things. If, guys, you haven't watched it, please go and watch that interview. It was a really, really nice interview. Let me just get one of those quotes. Where he was speaking. I hope my internet has not gone offline, or it's my browser which has hung. Let's see. So this is what he said. I hope you guys can be able to see. Let me just zoom in kidogo. So Cristiano said, Amorim is doing his best. What are you going to do? Miracles. Miracles are impossible. We say in Portugal, miracles is only in Fatima. And he's not gonna do miracles. They have good players, but they don't have some of them in mind what Manchester United is. There you go. Now, this is good. This is good objectivity. This is good objectivity. He says Amorim can't perform miracles. I keep saying it's not a video game. You'll click buttons. You tell Dalot cross, you hit cross. If you want Dalot to cross, that is, you hit cross. If you want Sheshko to score, you press shoot. And then you keep circling there with the ball. If the player is dribbling, you just keep toggling with the buttons, asking them to turn around. Doesn't work. Like real life doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that. So this is a very good quote. Miracles are impossible. What do you expect him to do? Start winning all matches at a go. Yesterday I asked, when was the last time United went four games unbeaten in the league? When was the last time? Papa, you're saying Liverpool struggled for the last 30 years, but United struggling for less than 15 years with 8 trophies. There you go. In our banter era, we are still winning trophies. When was the last time Arsenal won a trophy? When was the last time? When was the last time Liverpool won a trophy before Klopp? The same United team that's not good enough bundled them out of the FA Cup. Papa, you go on and say, but they never see this. Very biased. Yeah, they are. My question is, why wait till United drew with Nottingham? Where were these discussions? Where were these discussions when United were winning? It's like they had that on draft in the Sunderland game. United won. Oh, we can't talk about system now. Waited for Liverpool, United won. Oh, now we can't talk about the system. They waited, they said, definitely Brighton will beat them. United beat Brighton. Guys, you know what? We can't still talk about the system because United are winning. Let's just wait. Let's just wait and see whether they will lose points or lose against Nottingham. And then the moment it went a draw. Good one. Nice. It's a draw. Bring out the drafts. Sarako Upesi. Bring them on. Tactics board. System. Do you remember what you wanted to say versus Sunderland? Yes. Bring back that discussion. Let's talk about the system. Let's talk about the system now because they've lost points. If United won versus Nottingham, just let me know in the comment section. Do you think they would have spoken about the system? And I've realized when United win, it's not a system issue, it's the players who performed. When United lose, it's the system. On Monday night, Sky still discussing United that played on Saturday. Exactly. They played on Saturday. And then they took a whole tactics board to discuss about the draw. About how players... We already know some players are not fitting in. Like Dalot. He's not a good player for that system. Talk about the progress. Talk about the progress if you want to speak about football. We already know United don't have the right players. We already know the system has issues because the players are not there. So speak about something we don't know. It's like you are on X the whole day, then you go to watch the news at 9 p.m. That's why I actually do my podcast at 9, because what's there to watch in the news? If you are on X or YouTube the whole day, you already have the news. Even if you miss the 9 p.m. news, you'll all easily find it online on X. In fact, more updated than the one they give you on the TV station. Teddy, you are saying Amorim imminent success is going to disapprove many people. I can't wait for that. Honestly, I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that. Let me see whether I can show you a post I did on X regarding the two parallels. Regarding Amorim and regarding Ferguson. Yeah, in fact, it's the first one. Let me just go through this. Let me just show this. So this is what I wrote. Many United fans take pride in Sir Alex Ferguson, but very few truly know the struggles he went through. Fergie took over in November '86, walking into the club that hadn't won the league for almost 20 years. And one buried under what he later called a drinking culture. He made it his mission to rebuild discipline and standards from the ground up. By 89-90, the pressure was suffocating. Remember, came in '86. 3 seasons later, the pressure was too much. The media had him on the ropes. The media. And the fans were losing patience. Back then, Fergie got 3 years. The media gave him ropes and the fans became patient. Amorim has only been here 1 year. The banners hung around Old Trafford. The banners hung around Old Trafford and they read, 3 years of excuses, we are still going strong, United is not Aberdeen. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound familiar? This is not Sporting. This is not Portugal. This is not Sporting Lisbon. Does it sound familiar? Moving on. The headline screamed, Fergie the flop. Does it sound familiar? Amorim the flop. The Mirror ran the line. From boardroom to dressing room, United are showing all the classic signs of a club cracking up. Sounds familiar? Ferguson was one defeat away from the sack until the FA Cup win in 1990, which changed everything. That trophy gave him the breathing room to rebuild not just the team, but the club's entire culture. Sounds familiar? Not just rebuild the team, but rebuild the entire culture. Now Ruben is walking a similar road. He's challenging the old habits, the player power culture, complacency, inconsistency that has dragged United down for years. Fergie had to fix the drinking culture. Amorim is fixing a comfort culture. Different eras, same mission, rebuild the standards before the silverware. And this is one of the banners that was there in the 90s. 3 years of excuses and it's still crap. Tara Fergie. There you go. There you go. Look at those parallels. Look at those parallels. Back then, media was not as it was right now. News was not traveling as fast. So Fergie got a bit more time because the media wasn't like it is right now. Amorim has only had 1 year. The media is behaving the same way they did under Fergie. The fans are behaving the same way they did under Fergie. Most of us fans were not born. And even if we were born, we were not watching United live. Most of the fans complaining online started supporting United in the successful era. The era where United were winning leagues, were winning trophies. They haven't really known what Fergie went through. They'll praise Fergie, they'll say he's one of the best managers, they'll compare him to Pep, they'll compare him to Klopp. But when they are asked, do you really know what he went through for him to get the club the way it is, the way it was? No one will tell you. And when you start that discussion, they start saying that was then, this is now. So let's assume the fans back then said, no, Fergie needs to leave. The system is not working. He came into a club where guys were drinking, not performing. Amorim, what did he do? Came to a club where guys were more on social media than on training. So far this season, how many players have made a lot of posts? Very few. How many players have posted cryptic messages? Joshua Zirkzee hasn't, Kobe Mainoo hasn't, and they're not playing games. Eden Heaven has not been playing, has not posted anything. One of the guys who was leaking team news, who was posting cryptic messages, Garnacho, stuck on the bench. Right now he knows he can't post anything, because if he does, then he will be known that he was one of the culprits. So he has to sit there in the bench and sulk. He's like this. So look at those parallels. So Fergie went through the same pressure, same impatience. Media calling him a flop. Then most of us came to watch United when United was succeeding. We don't know what the trouble went through. It's like, before I read the comments, when you see someone driving a nice car, when you see someone being successful in life, we focus on that success, but we don't really ask them, how did you get here? How did you get here? One of the best animes I watch is One Punch Man, Saitama. I love that series. I love that anime. And in I think it was season 1, can't remember the episode, he was asked by Genos. Genos is his disciple. Genos asked him, how did you become this strong? Then the guy said every day he did 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups. I don't know, he ran for how many kilometers and used to do it every day. And he said, even if it got hard, I still pushed myself until I lost my hair. And that's why now he's the One Punch Man. One Punch kills all his enemies. If you haven't watched One Punch Man, go watch that series. So guys will focus on your success. They will see you, let's say you have this nice hoodie, they will see you having a nice job, having a beautiful wife, having a nice family, having a nice car, having a nice house. But they will start giving you as examples like, you see how this guy has succeeded. Yeah? Life is good. Eh? Life is good. But now no one will really come and ask you, how did you grind? How did you grind to get here? I keep saying, as fans, we only see whatever is happening on the pitch. Even the training videos we see, they are like what? 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops. You get to see a very few clips of the guys training, guys in the gym, guys on the pitch. Then we get to see them 90 minutes on the pitch. But we don't know what Amorim is dealing with behind the scenes. We don't know. We don't know whether he's been told, hey, we can't sign anyone in January. So he has to work with the tools he has. So for you to succeed and buy that car, guys will see you enjoying driving the car. They don't know whether you are sleeping hungry to save for it, whether you are taking bank loans so you have to pay off the loans. They don't know what you go through behind the scenes. Some guys drive big cars, but they are hungry. Some guys drive big cars, but they can't afford to buy a toothbrush. The toothbrush stays there until it is completely finished. Some guys drive big cars, live in big homes, but they can't afford to have a nice meal. We don't really know the struggles they go through. So the guys who saw Ferguson succeed, most of them don't know what that guy went through. The struggles he went through to make sure that club is stable. For the 26 years he was there. Out of the 26 years, how many years of success did he enjoy? The first 3 years were bad. 26 years, and the first 3 years were really, really bad. So some of the comments. Bonnie, you're asking, what about Elliot Anderson? Yeah, the reports are stating that he is interested in joining United. United are willing to make the deal done, but Christopher Vivel is saying 100 million, no way we are going to pay 100 million. I saw a report saying that Christopher Vivel is saying, or Vivel is saying that 100 million he can go to the Bundesliga and get 2 good midfielders with that amount. Or he can go to another league and get 2 good midfielders of similar profile for the same amount. So that tells you United wouldn't pay that. I don't think Ineos would pay such an amount, to be honest. If they do, I'd be very, very shocked. There are also reports that United are willing to pay 90 million. Indikaila, of course, we know he's not as reliable, but he broke the news last night saying that United are willing to make a deal of 90 million with Brighton for Baleba in January. So one thing seems to be certain is that United will try to sign a midfielder in January. Who it is, we don't know. But Elliot Anderson, the reports state that United are interested, but the club, Christopher Vivel, who's the head of recruitment, is saying we are not going to pay 100 million for him. And that's what I said, and I got a lot of abuse online when I said it, that Elliot Anderson is a good midfielder, but I don't see the 100 million they are saying. Even if the contract is until 2029, his age, blah, 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 I don't think he's worth 100, to be honest. Let's say 70, 80 there I can agree. 70 there I can agree, but 100, 120, no. No, I don't think he's worth 100. I don't think he's worth 100. Honestly, I don't. So Bonnie, Elliot Anderson is good. Honestly, he's good. I would love to have him at the club. But for that fee, it's not my money. It's not that I'm the one who's going to pay it, but it's just my opinion that for 100 million, I agree with Christopher Vivel. We can go and get 2 good players or even 1 good player and still have some change. The Monk Doll, good to see you. Good to see you. And guys, we need to get to 130 on YouTube. So if you are here, you haven't subscribed on YouTube, jump over there. Let's get the number to 130. The Monk Doll, it's good to see you again. Evening, it's the same way Kenyans are used on TikTok for clicks. True. I'm a bit sad. Let me digress a bit again. I'm a bit sad with what's happening online with our youthful generation. I'm old, but not that old. I'm young, but not that young. I'm a bit sad because I also do some mentorship for some youth groups, youth programs. And I'm sad with what is happening, especially with our girls, our ladies, our sisters. This thing with OnlyFans, this thing with Insta Lives, this thing with TikTok Lives, selling out your dignity for clicks, for coins, for followers, it's not a good thing. And most of us, even the guys who are doing that, they are not really thinking about the future. Because you look at, for example, these videos I'm doing right now, these comments you're posting right now, they are stored. It will be historical data. Now, these young people will have families one day. Now imagine you have a family, you found a girl, you've married her, and then the kids go online one day and find that their mom was in the on industry, in the adult industry. They start watching her videos. Or yourself as a man. Your sons, your daughters go online and then they they find your adult film because you just wanted to get clicks, you just wanted to get money. Or they find you, let's say you're being abusive or racist to someone else. So as much as whatever we do now also affects the future. So I agree with you, the monk door. Guys are doing crazy things on TikTok for clicks. There was that guy who was quite famous on TikTok. I think he was a Meru guy. He used to cook weird stuff. I remember there is a time he cooked a spider. Did that guy survive? I don't know whether you guys know him. There's a guy who went to the garden or the shamba and cooked a spider, and then he started getting a poisonous rash. So did he survive? So yeah, the monk, I agree with you. As much as we want clicks, let's be careful. Let's be mindful of the future. Eddie, you're saying second half we got lost. Forest scored 2 within a minute. Loss of concentration. Those are the things we need to fix. Eddie, you're saying our mid was lost and Sean Dyche capitalized on it. Very true. When I watched the replay, Sean Dyche added one more body in the midfield. And it choked United because he realized United are not playing long. And that's why we conceded a lot of chances in the second half. The Monk Dolly are saying before he left, he said the same, and our fans stand on him. True. Very, very true. Support your new manager. Jeff Ahmed, good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Don't go missing. Don't go missing. Spurs will be a very tough test. True. I'm seeing some greetings here. Let me just read them before we end the live, or I go through the other comments. Ayabere Margaret. Good evening, bro. Good evening to you too. How are you doing? Welcome. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the platform. I'm doing well. Not yet at 100%. I had a very, very tough weekend. The last 2-3 days been struggling with my tummy, food poisoning. Unfortunately, I got food poisoning from traveling, but I'm getting there. Mohammed Ismail. Mohammed Ismail, yeah. Good evening to you too. How are you? How are you doing? How's your Tuesday? Or is it Monday where you are? Or is it Wednesday? How are you doing? It's good to see you. Mohammed, you're saying, our midfield was open. I think Dyche outsmarted Amorim with tactics. Yes, he did for a moment. He did that. And one thing that Sean Dyche did well was to capitalize on that lapse of concentration. These guys invest a lot when it comes to scouting department. They must have looked at United and said, these guys, whenever they start the half, they start low. Or they said, let's target the low side, because all goals came from the low side. And that's how they scored. But one thing I like about United is they did not give up. Yeah, Nikopoa Saimo, yeah, that's good. For those guys who don't know my name, that's my name. Where is it? Yeah, Simon. I'm Simon. That's my name. Yeah. Let me go through some of the comments up there. I think I had a couple of comments. Oh, Mohammed, it's good to see you. Papa, you're replying to Eddie. You're saying Sean Dyche is the master of haram ball. You are lucky to get a draw because that low block is not easy. True. One of the things Amorim needs to improve on is breaking down low blocks, and I mentioned it in the preview. United are not good dealing with low blocks. No, they are not. They are not. That's one thing we need to sort out. Eddie, you are saying even when Sir Alex came to Manchester United, he was given time. It's not PlayStation. It takes time. Absolutely. Absolutely. I've shared there. And it's good that I'm seeing your contribution to that topic. We can draw parallels from both. I think the only other manager who tried to bring those standards was Mourinho. And he got sacked because of player power. Ole came to a point where he just told them, you guys do whatever you want. Eventually he was sacked. Louis van Gaal tried to bring a bit of standards, player power again. So now Amorim is the first manager post-Fergie who's very, very strict. He's saying, this is the way, if you don't shape up, you ship out. Some fans are not liking it. Pundits are loving it because they get to get some negativity out of it, the negative news. But I like that you have to give away. You say this is what you are going to do. And now the club needs to support him. I wish United were in a position where we could buy like 10 players at a go, but we can't. We can't. Papa, you're saying, I think they are using United strand to spread negativity so that we can see what Amorim is doing. I wanted to avoid that discussion about the United strand because I have mixed feelings about it in terms of it's a good challenge, it's a good personal challenge. I think the intentions are noble in terms of I won't cut my hair until we win 5 games in a row, but some realism is needed. Right now, it's very difficult to go 5 games winning run in the Premier League. It's a bit difficult. In fact, Arsenal, let's give credit to its due. That team is good, and they might end up winning the league if they don't bottle it, as they usually do. City have yet to win such. Liverpool, this season so far, very few teams, in fact, in Europe, have won 5 games in a row. So I think his intentions are noble. But now using that as a witch hunt, it's the wrong thing to do. It's a good challenge. You are allowed to do your own challenge, but using it to form a basis for a witch hunt, it's unacceptable, to be honest. It's unacceptable. And it's his choice. If he decides not to shave his hair, it's his choice. Why abuse him? Why get on his back? It's his choice. If he decides that he will shave after United win 10 games, let's say United win 5, and now he says, I won't shave after 5, I'll shave after we win 10. It's his choice. Let him do whatever he wants. His choices have no bearing, have no consequence to United's results. So I don't know why guys are using him as a benchmark. It's a personal challenge he decided to do. That's why I've said I have mixed feelings. You are free to do whatever you want to do, but we shouldn't use you as a benchmark. We shouldn't use you as a reference point. We shouldn't use you as a scapegoat or as an excuse. It's your challenge. You decided to keep the hair. You can decide to change and say, okay, now we've won 5, let me change to 30 games. Papa, you're saying that guy shaving is what the media is using to drag Amorim's system. As I said, it doesn't have to be that he's the benchmark. He's just a fan just like you. It's his choice not to shave. It's his choice. It's his choice. So if United win 5 and he says that he now wants to go to 10, do we now shift the goalpost? Do we now shift the narrative to be, oh, well, now Amorim has to win 5. You remember back then, a few weeks ago, we were saying United are unable to win back-to-back games. When that happened, the narrative changed. It went to 3. Now guys were saying 4. Now we drew. So it's from 4 wins to 4 unbeaten. Seth Mello, it's good to see you. Welcome. Now they are speaking about the striker. Exactly. The striker who has given assists and scored goals. And he's new in the league. How many goals has Isak scored in the league? Jeff Ahmed, you're saying, I know I will be criticized, but Mount is better than Cunha at the moment. Yeah, I know why you're saying that. I understand. But one thing I would say is both of them have their key characteristics. So if you're looking at a pressing monster, of course Mount is best. If you're taking or looking at attacking phases, Cunha is better than Mount. So it depends on which angle you look at, because there are 2 different profiles, 2 different sets of players. they are not really the same player. So it depends on the context. If you're speaking about the context of, let's say, pressing, the context of that pressing structure, Mount is far much better. If you're talking in terms of us looking for goals, us looking to attack, Cunha is better than Mount, because Mount cannot do what Cunha does. Mount cannot dribble past players, cannot create a space to shoot. Yes, he does score, he did score, but you look at both profiles, they are really different. Very different. So Jeff, I agree with you. You might be criticized. It's okay. It's okay to be criticized. It's also okay to agree to disagree. But I agree with you in the sense of context matters. So when you say Mount is better than Cunha, it's important to point out the context or the situation or the system. Yeah. Let's see which other one. Papa, you're saying I will appreciate Onana. I will always appreciate Onana for that loss against Spurs because Amorim would not rest. What? Papa, you appreciate the loss? Oh my. Anyway, let me not concentrate on that. Let me not become Carragher. But I get what you're saying. Yeah. Sometimes bad things happen for a good reason. And if Amorim won that Europa and we went to Champions League, my word, things will have been tough. Things will have been very tough. I don't want us to be here for long, guys, because I know Champions League is almost starting. Actually, the games have started. Arsenal are leading 2-0. Napoli, Frankfurt is 0-0. And I also wanted to watch the Liverpool-Real Madrid game. Oh, it's at 11 now. We can push a bit. Also, we have PSG, Bayern. Those are good games to watch. But Arsenal are leading. This team is really good. Arsenal are really good this season. They are really good. I just hope they keep that form the entire season. Let's see which other comment. Eddie, you are saying the best thing Amorim is doing is cleaning the changing room and have the team speak one voice. That is now standard and structure. That's what we love to see. Let me see. Eddie, yeah, you are saying Elliot Anderson for 100 million is too much. Angelo Stiller is way cheap at 50 million. Exactly. Go for Stiller and then go for Baleba. Because I'm sure Baleba won't go for more than 100 or 90. The Monk told you are saying if Anderson is 100 mil, then let's go for Stiller or the Sporting guy, Hulmand. True. You can even get both for that 100 million. And those are not the only midfielders that United can get. Let's see. The Monk Dolly are saying the Forest game we were always going to draw. We need proper wingers. Dalot needs to go. Yeah, we need proper wing backs. Wing backs, not wingers. Wing backs. Dalot definitely needs to go. One of the things that Dalot benefits from is the fact that he's always fit. He's always for the badge. But in terms of performance, no. It's not sustainable having Dalot on the squad. It's not. If we want to move to the next level, I said also yesterday, I keep saying, there are some players who need to leave the club for us to go to the next level. Like even Arsenal did. Right now they are enjoying the success because they let go of players that were also fan favorites. Like Aubameyang was a fan favorite. Ozil of all people. Arsenal fans loved Ozil. Lacazette. Granit Xhaka. They let go of all of them. Bellerin. Nketiah. Look at all those names that left Arsenal. They were not bad players. But for Arsenal to get to that level, to the next level, they had to get other players to come in. So when it comes to United, why are we not willing to take that sacrifice and to go to the next level? Why? For example, I gave the example of you owning a car. When you decide to buy a car, you are saying that you are willing to deal with fuel, you are willing to deal with maintenance, you are dealing with parking fees, you are dealing with car wash, You are dealing with all those extra expenses so that you can be able to have the convenience of moving around. So for us to get the next level, for this vehicle to move ahead, we need to change the oil, we need to buy new tires, we need to do the transmission maintenance and service, we need to give it some new paint. So for us to go to the next level, some of the fan favorites will have to leave. Like Rashford is gone, Garnacho is gone, Anthony is gone, Onana is gone. The next level will be the likes of Casemiro, the likes of Maguire, Dalot. We'll have to go through that phase for us to realize the next level. Mustafa via YouTube. First chatter via YouTube. Mustafa Sohail, you're saying it's not a bad result away from home. It's not. It's not. It's absolutely it's not. I don't know why guys are complaining so much about that result. A draw away from home, it's always a tough fixture. Let me just look at the stats. Let me just look at a team like City. City have just picked up form recently. So if I look at their fixtures, City lost to Aston Villa 1-0 away. 1-0 away in the Premier League before they beat Bournemouth. City were beaten by Brighton 2-1 away. City drew 1-1 away at Arsenal. The only away win they have in the Premier League, it's Brentford 1-0. Let me just confirm that. The Premier League. The only away win that City have, it's that one win. That one win. Just one. Let me display this. So you look at these results. Let's start from here. So the first game they lost 2-1. Or are there other fixtures? No, these are last season's fixtures. When did the league start? I'm confused now. Oh, they beat Wolves, yeah. They beat Wolves 4-0, so that's one win. They were beaten by Tottenham. So they have two away wins. So the first away win is Wolves. Of course, we know Wolves were struggling. Then they got beaten by Brighton. They went away to Arsenal. They drew 1-1. Then they beat Brentford 1-0 away. And that's the Premier League. And then they lost to Aston Villa 1-0. So getting a draw away from home, my friend, I don't know what guys want. So Mustafa, it's not a bad result. I agree with you. Seth Mello, you are saying we need that Elliot this January ASAP. For 100 million? Nah. It's not my money, but if I was asked, honestly, I don't see 100 million worth of player there. I don't see it. Unless you say you're buying him 100 million, because probably in the next 2, 3, 4 seasons it'll be 150 or 180. But for 100 million, I have reservations, honestly. I have reservations. Mohammed, you're saying, but one positive is that the last season, a match like that we could have lost. Not only that one, Mohammed, not only that one. We could have lost to Liverpool. Remember, it was 2-1. Could have lost to Brighton. It went to 3-2. And they were really on the high. We could have lost to Burnley or drew with Burnley. But things have changed. And in that game, in the Nottingham game, United were fighting to the end. You remember Murillo had a goal line clearance for Ahmad. You remember that shot? If Murillo wasn't there, that was a sure goal. 3-2. Only a few teams can manage winning 5 in a row. It's difficult. Absolutely agree with you. Arsenal is the only team that has done it so far in the Premier League. It's the only team that has done it in the Premier League. Because City, they won one, drew one. Won another one. won another one, won the next one. But by the time they won how many in a row? They beat Burnley, they beat Brentford, they beat Everton. Those are 3 wins. And then they were beaten by Aston Villa. So, Mohamed, you're absolutely right. Only a few. Oh, we have a new squad member, guys. We have a new squad member, and also we have a new follower on Kick. How did I miss that one on Kick? So we have a new follower, guys. On TikTok, we have a new squad member called DDFG. Welcome to the UKG squad. Feel at home. We always appreciate new members joining us. Karibu sana DDFG. And on Kick, let me see whether I can get who joined us on Kick, who followed on Kick. I'll also try to see whether the plugin can pull new followers. I had set up in such a way that at the bottom right, the new followers are visible. I don't know what's happening. So let's see who's the latest follower on Kick. Latest follower. Oh, can I be able to see? I can't be able to see their name. That's bad. I need to appreciate the new followers on Kick. So I'll find a way to get to the latest followers and appreciate the followers. So if you followed us on Kick, just post a comment there with your name. I get to read your name out and appreciate you. But DDFG, welcome to the UKG squad. Isaac Mushanti is here. Isaac is here. Good to see you, Isaac. Good to see you, brother. You're saying, what are your thoughts about CR7 saying United don't have proper structures? It's true, but they are trying their best. They are trying their best to bring up a culture. Like right now, we have a technical director, Jason Wilcox, is doubling up also as a director of football. Right now, Amorim is a head coach, not a manager. So whenever a club is signing players, it's a collective decision. It's a decision done by multiple people. It's not the manager coming in and saying, sell 1, 2, 3, 4, get me 5, 6, 7, 8. No. Like Ten Hag did with SEG. Ten Hag took us back like 10 years because of signing favorite players or players from the same agency. So the structures, yeah, they are not perfect, but it's a good start. Isaac, it's a good start. We might not agree. And we have a new follower, Jama 43, is it 4335? On Kick. The platform is growing. We have a new follower on Kick. We are at 14 now. We also need to get to 15 on Kick, 130 on YouTube. So in case you're here, you haven't subscribed on YouTube, or if you are on Kick, please give us Kick, you follow, YouTube, you subscribe. Let's get to 130 before we end. Quickly, let's go. So I said, Isaac, I agree with him to some extent, but it's a good start. At least we have a bit of structure, and it will only grow. Some of those things take time. You can't just fix things immediately. Things will take time. Mohammed, you're also saying, I think most people know that for someone to be relevant, they have to comment about United. Spot on. If they don't mention United, they can't make it. You're also adding and saying we don't care about CR7 comments or Gary Neville, whoever it is. They're just comments. But unfortunately for some people, the comments carry more weight because of their public influence. So like when CR7 speaks, he can sway opinions. When Gary Neville speaks, he can sway opinions because they are people of influence. It's like our politicians. They speak something and sway influence. Mount is better when it comes to dropping into the midfield and helping out. Yeah, as I said, it depends on the context, it depends on the situation, it depends on the subject. Because if we go pound for pound, there are some things Cunha is way better. If you go start for start, there are things that Cunha is way better than Mount, and there are some things Mount is way better than Cunha. For example, when it comes to defensive aspects, Mount is better than Cunha. I think that's one of the good discussions to have. The Exit 16. Exit 16 is here. Good to see you. Good to see you. Is it sure Zaxi will leave in January? I keep saying, if it happens, I'll be surprised. Because the club already came out to say these players are not going anywhere in January. And if he does, if Zaxi does leave in January, expect a replacement. Either we'll have Chido coming in from the academy or United will sign another player. But I highly doubt we'll see an exit in January. I highly doubt. The Monk Doll, you are saying we were the toughest side Arsenal has faced so far. I will die on that hill. It's true. United gave, even Arsenal fans know. Arsenal fans will tell you. Arsenal fans will tell you that that game was tough. Mohammed, you're saying Anderson is a hard worker. He definitely ran the show. On Saturday, I'd go for him. Yeah, I'd also go for him, but not for 100. Not for 100. Eddie, you're saying Tottenham game, I have faith we will overpower them. Let me see. They lost. It's away. They have beaten United the last 5. They've won the last 5 games or 4 games. 4 games. It will be tough. It will be a tough one. It will be a tough one. But yeah, United can overpower them. Right now, Tottenham have a lot of injuries. It's like the structure is no longer working for them. Exit 16, I think I've answered that. Eddie, you are saying even in 2 seasons he becomes 180. That is still a loss. It's not really a loss if you've bought him. If you've bought him and he's 180, then basically you can decide to sell him at 180 and then get 2 players for 90. Minor KE. Come on guys, let's appreciate the new followers, the new UKG squad members. Minor KE has become a UKG squad member on TikTok. Karibu sana Maish. Karibu sana Maina. Welcome. Hamni Party, you're asking, una watch game gani leo? I'll watch 2 games. Nita watch game mbili. I'll watch 2 games. I'll watch the Liverpool Real and Bayern PSG. Or did I mix those fixtures? I wish I could do a watch along, honestly. Oh, Arsenal are 3-0 up. My word. That team is good. That team is good. Very, very good. I hope Arsenal win a trophy. I honestly do. I hate them, but those guys deserve to win a trophy. They deserve to win a trophy. I don't like Arsenal, honestly. I don't like them. But the way they are performing, I wish they win one. Even if it's the Champions League, man, on the league. They deserve a trophy. They deserve a major trophy. Not the FA Cup, not Carragher, nor one of the big trophies. Yeah, so I'll have on one screen, I'll have Liverpool Real. On the other screen, I'll have Bayern, PSG Bayern. So, Hamni Party? Or is it Hamni.party? I'll watch both games, those 2 games. We have another squad member. Guys, we have a new squad member. Calvo, HP. Calvo is a new squad member via TikTok. Welcome, man. Welcome. Jeff Ahmed, you're saying Mount better than Cunha. You will die on that hill, I know. Personally, I will take Cunha any day, anytime. He's a serious baller and we need more ballers. That is Isaac Mshanti. So it seems there is a Cunha versus Mount debate now going on. Jeff Ahmed, you're saying I don't believe in Bundesliga players. Stiller won't help. Well, Cunha came from Bundesliga. Firmino as well. Firmino came from Bundesliga. Which other Bundesliga player came in? So it depends. It depends with... recently, the players coming from Bundesliga have not been quite good, but there are some good players who come from there. The Monk Doll, you are saying, I hope we get an experienced natural number 9. I hope so too. There are talks about Harry Kane There are talks about Lewandowski, although the rumors were shut down. So let's see how it goes. Tottenham are so gettable. They have lots of weaknesses, but I'm worried because they always beat us. Mohammed, I agree with you, absolutely. They similar to Brighton, they've become our bogey team. Similar to Brighton, Brentford, they've become our bogey team, but I believe United will win. I believe United will win that, but it will be a very difficult fixture. Isaac, you're saying, why do I think Maguire will start ahead of Euro against Spurs? He will. He will. Maguire will. He will start. Also, Mason Mount will start that game. I'm sure of those two. Eddie, you are saying Arsenal won't win anything. What I know, they will be number 2. I hope so, but as I said, honestly, as a football fan, if I put my rivalry aside, Arsenal deserve to win a major trophy, man. These guys, the way they are performing, the belief they had, the struggles they've gone through the last 4 seasons, these guys deserve to win at least one trophy. At least one. If not the league, then Champions League. If not Champions League, then the FA Cup. At least one major trophy. Because I'm scared for Arteta. If he doesn't win the league, I'm really scared for him. So Eddie, as a United fan, I hope they don't win anything. But as a football fan, putting rivalry aside, Arsenal deserve to win something. They deserve to win one of the major cups. The Monk Dolly are saying, I hope they don't win. Arsenal fans will cook us all year. You are using, are you using DSTV? No. I don't use DSTV. I use IPTV. Jeff Ahmed, you're saying, but Cunha gained experience at Wolves. Yes, he did. He did gain experience. The other question I would ask you is, Angelo Stiller is wanted by Bayern, is wanted by Real Madrid, is wanted by Barcelona. So when you see the top clubs going for a player, would you really want to miss out on him? For example, Euro came from France. Euro came from France. Is it Lille? Yeah. From the French league. If we compare the French league and the German league, which one is stronger? And he came at 18. So he's performing well. Mbumo came from where? Mbumo came from where? French league. Firmino, the Liverpool Firmino, came from where? He won titles at Liverpool. Look at all those players. And every signing is a gamble. I keep telling you guys. I said it in the transfer window. Oh, and our time is far much gone. We need to end. Every signing is not a hit. Every signing is not a miss. Like Florian Wirtz, we can say he's a miss for now. We can't say he was guaranteed. Look at Ekitike, came from the Bundesliga. He's performing way better than Šeško, performing way better than Isak, performing way better than some of the experienced forwards we already have at the league. Dark Edits on YouTube. Thank you for commenting. God bless you. Keep on going. I'm rooting for you. Thank you for that comment. Thank you very, very much. Dark Edits on YouTube. The Monk Dolly are saying, did you look at Elijah Krupi? Yes, I started looking at him. I've started making notes. I want to use the Thursday show for that. I wanted to use the Thursday show for that because tomorrow we are having the midweek debate. So it's still there. In fact, I'm researching on him and I'll do a profile video for him. In fact, the Thursday show, man, the Monk Doll, I promise you, the Thursday show will talk about Krupi as well as all United targets for January. So I'm still gathering the facts, the data, how he can fit in the profile, how he can be used by Amorim, the possibility of United signing him because there are contract implications and all that. So I haven't forgotten, and thanks for the reminder. Thanks for the reminder. Quickly, last few comments. Ekitike is a good striker. Yeah, he is, and he's from the Bundesliga. So, Jeff, as you've seen there from Mohammed, it depends with the player. Also, there are some signings we've made from the Premier League, and they haven't turned out to be good. There are players we've signed from the Portuguese league. For example, Cristiano was from Portugal, Sporting. Nani was from Sporting. Dalot was from Porto. We also had that left back. What was his name? Why do I keep forgetting names? We had a left back also from Porto. We also signed Lindelof from Benfica. Some of them were good. The list I've mentioned, some of them were good, some of them not. We've signed players from the Premier League. They came and flopped. We've signed players from Netherlands. Some of them were good, some of them were not. So it depends with the player, not really the league. Not really the league. Boaz, you're saying, nice live today, nice analysis. Sorry, came late. Don't worry, brother. Don't worry. Don't worry. Apology accepted. Apology accepted. Yeah, Teles. There you go. Rojo, Bruno. You see, players we've signed from, you see, Rosendo, thanks for that. Teles, Rojo, Bruno. Yeah, same league. Some of them from the same club, like Bruno. I think Rojo was Rojo at Sporting or Porto. We had Cristiano, we had Nani. All of them came from the Portuguese league, most of them from Sporting, and most of them in that list actually turned out well. So it doesn't really depend on the league. It depends on the player. Can the player handle pressure? Can the player handle pressure? We've also signed players from Spain, and they haven't really performed. They haven't really performed, and the Spanish league is a big league. So, boss, don't worry. Don't feel pressure. Don't feel pressure. Don't feel pressure. Mshanti, I think this will be the last one. In case you have one last question, please post in the comment section before we end the live. Isaac Mshanti asking, can Bruno be released in the summer? He will. I believe Bruno, is it released or sold? I think he still has a contract. I think Bruno will leave. Either way, whether it's released, sold, I think he will go this summer. So any last question, any takers before I end the live? Bruno is a very special player for us, and it takes a special signing to replace him. True. One thing I appreciate about Bruno is now the number 8 role. The number 8 roles, he seems to be now warming up to it. Because what we saw versus Nottingham and versus Brighton, he's starting to show that now he can play well in that position. Mohammed, you're saying he has a 60 million release clause. Yes, he does. So that's it for today. Thanks for everyone who's commented on YouTube, on Kick the new followers. Unfortunately, we didn't get any new subscribers today. We wanted to end at 130, but still, we can do it. Thanks for everyone. Mohammed, Isaac. We had Rosendo, who was very active on the likes. He's at 12,320. On TikTok, we had new followers on TikTok. Thanks, Boaz. You're such a legend for all those comments. The Monk Doll, as usual. Dark Edits on YouTube. Jeff Ahmed, as usual. Jeff Ahmed usually has some hot takes. In case you don't know who Jeff is, Jeff usually has some very unpopular opinions. Eddie, it's good to see you. Who else? Mohammed, of course, I've mentioned. We had Calvo, who joined the UKG squad. Maina KE joined the UKG squad. Exit 16, as usual, one of the legends here. Who else? Who else did I miss? Who else did I miss? Yeah, DDFG, who joined the UKG squad. We also have Mustafa Sohail, who also commented on YouTube. We also had Hamni Party. I think I missed that comment. Hamni Party as well, quite active there. Seth Mello as well. And everyone who has commented, because I've lost some of the chats, some of the highlights. Tomorrow, as usual, we have the midweek debate. We are going to have the one and only KC Reacts. We'll be with him tomorrow for the midweek debate. Of course, we'll discuss a lot of things. Thanks, guys, for being here. Thanks for being patient. I came on late. I had some work to finish up, as well as I had some technical issues. And yeah, Rosendo, as Rosendo says, good show, man. Thanks for that. Thanks for that. You guys make this platform good. I can't do this without you. So until tomorrow, see you tomorrow, same time, 9 p.m. I want to prepare and watch those two games. So see you guys, and bye-bye.